Hi, this is April K, and I am on location at the barber shop with my nephew. But I wanted to come today just to talk to you about something that has been on my brain for quite some time, and that is escapism. And what escapism is the practice of escaping your present reality by using things or people or acts to replace or to meet some inward need. And I want to talk about that because in studying sociology, there is a very prominent sociologist of the past that made a commentary on his day. And that commentary actually was this: religion is the opiate of the masses. If any of you studied drugs, know anything about drugs, opium is a drug. And so what he likened religion in his day to was to being a drug that was the opiate of the masses. And what that opiate did was it gave people an out of this present state. It is not right. God never meant for his church to be an opiate or a drug, something that you are addicted to. But what I am seeing is that it is true. That, and it was something else that I saw to bring it up to our time. And that is, I would replace the word religion with entertainment is the opiate of the masses. And just look at the popularity of reality shows and look at the success of music. Not that I'm against any of it. I love music. In fact, this is a perfect bridge into a song that sent me into deep thought. And this is a song that I did not just listen to, but it was a song that I actually listened to the artist explain from his perspective what he was talking about. That artist is Miguel, and he sings some very sweet and loving songs. And I heard it on the radio as "Do You Like Love?" That one word, and then another stanza of it is "Do you like hugs?" And he has some other things that I don't necessarily agree with, but I can understand what he was saying with that song. And so he asked, "Do you like love?" I listened to the actual original version of the song, and it actually was a little funny. So y'all can look up that video. He sung it live, and it's called Tiny Desk Concert on YouTube, and it was very cute and it was very funny. But the thing that was funny was because, and it took me off guard actually, was because the words changed from "Do you like love?" which that's still in there, but that wasn't the first stanza of his course. The stanza is actually "Do you like drugs?" And then he answered the question and he said, "Yeah, well, me too," which I thought was really funny. If you see it, you'll get what I'm talking about. But after listening to his explanation for why he would, say, "Do you like love?" it's kind of on line with what Karl Marx wrote when he said religion is the opiate of the masses. Um, his basic message is that a drug can be anything. And that drug, whatever it is, it could be love, it could be lust, it could be hugs, it could be sex, anything in this life can be an addicting substance. That brings me to a next point, and I know my brethren and sistren are going to be very upset with this, but I don't care. They got upset with Jesus too. Pharisees did. I won't even go into that. But as in the days of Marx, religion is still an opiate of the masses. It has something that accompanies it, something that wasn't available in his day, and that's entertainment. And so if I would properly translate that quote to today, I would say religion and entertainment are the opiates of the masses. What would make me say that the church is an addicting substance? And I will tell you, because I went to church for many years, and I too was one of the church addicts. Religion, the practice of religion, the practice of going to church, forming with what a lot in the world would call cults. It is an addicting thing. And so what people tend to do is they move into using God as a substance to replace life, to escape life. I've had a lot of horrible things happen to me, and in me not knowing what I was doing and what I was getting into, I then used church to fill internal voids. And no, I'm not going to tell you what those voids were, but I used church, and I used religion, and I used education, I used friendships, all of it to escape the reality of my life. Do you think, as with any addict, injuries come with that? Withdrawal symptoms come with any addiction. And so when I decided to walk away, and I didn't decide this just overnight or anything, but my departure came actually after hearing a word from a very respected bishop. That's Bishop Jakes. Yeah, I do study. And I don't care who to study it, I do it through. As long as they preaching the true and unadulterated gospel, I will listen. And I'm not saying I agree with everything, but he preached a word that so shook my soul that it allowed me to see life for what it really was and what I was into. And so what he talked about, he was saying that there's nothing worse than a church addict. There is no one more abusive to God's people than an addict. And an addict is as ravenous as one that's on crack. And how people were using the church to get their next hit. And they would take anything to get that next hit. And there I was, and it was me. And I said, okay, God, so how do I change this? And he just told me, walk away. It took everything in me to walk away, because I have been trained in ministry. I have been trained. And